Hello, my name is Masood Ahmed,
My name is Cormac.
and we have Lukas, Ponik, and Audreen join this group as well. And we're just going to run through our application. So here we start off with a login screen. So you can just say just basic login screen. So we just input the username. And that's the username for Audreen. And there's a password 1111. So we just log in here. You just come to the screen. Hello Audreen, you have logged in successfully. So basically, you've just logged in successfully. So if you put in wrong password or username, it will give you error message that wrong username or password. So here we start off a question. Then we come down here to answer all questions application. So you just answer every question. So I'm just gonna quickly select some random answers. And then after you select your answer, you just submit. And this will take you to your result page, which will display your score, and it will display the answer you answered and your correct answers. And if the answer is wrong answer, it will display, let's see, yeah, it will display what you answered, and then it will say what the correct answer was. And that's pretty much our application, how it runs. And then you just click try again, and then you can start doing the questions again if you want. And then now we run down to, and this is our project plan we had, and Cormac will run through this.
So first off, we had the initial start of doing our first meeting. So we from there we decided who would be the team leader. We decided to pick Masood. Second off, we decided to gather the question that is needed for our question app, and some background research into the topic that we're doing. We then had a second meeting, gather up all our information, and then decide when to start working. So we stopped building the grid application, and we started building a version 1 for a test run, and we then uploaded our milestone 1. We completed it, uploaded milestone 2, and then we tested it. So we got people to test out our application version 1, and if there's any errors or tweaks that need to be done, we decided to build it in application 2. We then had a third meeting deciding, okay, what error is there to be fixed. We then upload milestone 3, we fixed all the bugs, and we add CSS component to it to give it a style as we saw a minute ago. And then we test the application again with people, and we did a survey to test them what they thought about it. Final touches, we released the program, upload milestone 4, did a final check, checking if there are any more bugs or things on it.
Bugs or errors.
Yeah, errors. And then we complete the documentation and presentation and upload the final version of the quiz app.
And next thing we're going to talk about is the cost. So basically, we have, as you can just see, a rent for 500. So how much it costs us to rent a place to do our project or application and build some gas for that place. Then we have broadband. How much would it cost us monthly to use it, because it took us about a month. Then Microsoft Office, so which is like €7 per month, and we had 2 people using Microsoft Office, so that's €14. Then hardware, all the hardware we used, traveling expense, and the total. Then we have down here our minimum wage, tax per person, tax for all people, and tax per person. Same with PRSI, we have tax for everyone, all 4 of us, and tax per person, how would it been for each person. And universal social charge, since it's below 12,000, so there's no social charge in that. And total, it costed us to make this application was at 8,249.78, and the profit each person would make from that would be 515, and our selling product would be about 42.97, and that's pretty much our cost and expense for this project.
Okay, now we're going to run you through the code. So first off, we start in our HTML. We're doing our project in JSF as it gives us the ability to move our application to different platforms, and also it allows us to have easier accessibility and modification easily. So first off, we're starting the login screen. So we have the title login, we have the style. So depending on what web browser you're using, it will make sure that it will do the style in all web browsers. We have the table, the table rows, which give you the width and the height of your table. That's pretty much the style, and then we style the button, so when you hover over it, it does a different color, and when you activate it, it does a different color. So in the HTML part, we created a table, a form here that is inside the table inside the form. We had an output of username and an input field where the user will input their name. In the login bean.username, it will go in there and check if the username fits in the server. If not, then it will come up to login failed. We also did the same with the password. We made the password only an integer value, so if they enter in any other value as in like alphabetical value, then it should not work. The command button checked if the user is valid, that is, if it checked the server part to see if the user is in the server. If not, then it should go to login failed. And then we close that. So if we go to login failed, if login failed, pretty much it is pretty much the same, except for we have a message here to say incorrect user name or password. Okay, so if you have been successful, it will, first of all, we still have the same style, and then it come here, it will say hello, and then it will output your name and say you have logged in successfully, and then you press the command button to move to the question. In the question store.bean, it will ask for the method populate and populate the method, the next page with all the questions. So in the question page, we changed the style as we saw there to be like a page and then a black dot background. Then in the main HTML part, we asked for the question.bean to get the question, which will get random question back over, which we populated from the successful page. So it does that 10 times, and then you need to answer all the questions before processing your score and moving on to the answer page. When you're in the answer page, it pretty much has the same style as the question page, except for the part where we have a sticky note. As you see here, we made it relative to the web page, and we added in a pin at the top here, and then we have it going. It get the question, get what you selected, and then get the correct answer. And it does that 10 times, and then we have reset score, which is if the person would like to try again, the score will be reset and then move back to question. So if we check the Java side, we first off have the login bean, we're taking a user, a password, and database username. So we have basic getter and setters, connection, con, statement, and result set. These are used to get the information from and to the database. So in the database data user, we take in a string name, check if the name is inside the database. If so, then we bring it back. We make the database username equal to the name, and database password equal to the name. These are get and setters. Check if valid user in login meeting. We call the method database data user to take in the username. If the user is equal to the database username, then it will check also if the password is equal to the database password. If it's valid, it returns valid, and that should make it move to the successful page. If invalid, then it should go to login fail. Else it's invalid and we go to a login fail if the username is not equal to the database username. That is the login theme. Okay, so we go to question. Question taking a question ID, a question, 3 answers, a correct answer, and selected, which is what you selected. We have a constructor, a basic one, and then a more advanced one. We got getter and setter, which get you the answers and set you the answers, and then a toString, which is push out a string method if we wanted to. So in the question store, we have again connection, con, and statement, PS, and result set. We have 2 tables, one for the user and then one for the question. So they're able to get the question off the database. We take in an array list, which take in the list of all the questions in the question server. We've got get and setters, add question, which will add the question to the question store array list. The DB database, again, just like the login theme, we go into the question store and select from my question, which is our server for all the questions, where the ID is equal to this. If we do that, then we create a new question and put all the question and ID, question and answer to equal to whatever the ID is, and then we add that to the question store. If not, then this should come over to the section. String populate the database with a certain amount of questions, and then select random question, which will go down here and randomize the question, and then make them so whenever you keep running the program, it will change the question around. Again, we gotta get a question. Then we return populate. If it's return populate, it should move on to the question page. Process score is after you finish answering all the questions, it will see how many questions you got right, which is equal to the correct answer. Then this dot score will go up and up if it's correct. If not, it will stay the same, and we return response, which will move on to answer page. And then we have reset score, which is when the person would like to try again, this score will return to 0, and then we pretty much make all the selected null, so you won't see any of the thing. I will clear out the random question store and then select another random question, so it will change the question afterwards. Yep. Then it will go back to response, so we'll go back to question page. Then we got setter and getters, and we made a main to test out our program in the Java side.
And that was pretty much of our program. We made some modification for our JSF, where the person can make an error or not answer any question on the question sheet, and it won't display an error. And we made a lot of modification. Other than that, we've had some more CSS. We had some localization added in that, and that was for JSF. And that's pretty much our program anyway. Thank you.